this is my first time posting on my channel, and I wanted to make it about my BBL experience because I know a lot of people were asking me questions on Instagram about just the cost and, you know, my experience going through it, would I do it again and stuff like that. And I kind of just wanted to make like an entire video about everything just to make it a lot easier than just answering them on like my Instagram story or something. But I'm just gonna get right into it, and before we do, I just want to say that surgery is not for everybody, and I'm not making this video to say you should get a BBL or any plastic surgery like that. It's just if you have the money, if you want to, if you've been thinking about doing surgery for a long time, then yes, go get surgery for yourself. And I think that's the most important thing, is to go into surgery, or if you ever want to get anything done, do it for yourself. That's really important. Okay, so let's just get right into it. So a lot of people were asking me, what is a BBL? A BBL is basically just removing the fat and the unwanted areas of your body and then just moving them down to your butt, which is exactly what I got. But for me, mine was like a 360 lipo, and it was like already included with like the BBL and everything. So my doctor was able to take fat from my stomach, my back, just all around here, and then move it down to my butt. And then somebody asked, where did you get it done? Who is your doctor? So I went to Miami, and my surgery place is called Unique Aesthetic Center, and my doctor was Dr. Fisher. What made me decide to get a BBL? So I think my whole life, even when I was like, well, when I was a teenager, I always wanted to get my butt done. I just wasn't happy with how my body was, and I had kind of like hip dips, and I felt like I always wanted to get them filled, and it was just like, for my personal reason, I feel like, you know, everybody has something that they're insecure about, and for me, I really wanted to get a bigger butt, I guess. How is the healing process and how long would it be? So the healing process, the full results of your body or your BBL after you're finished recovering is 6 months. Since I am 6 weeks, I would say my body has been changing almost like every day. One day I'll wake up and my butt looks really big, and then another day I'll wake up and it looks really small. And I guess it just, your body fluctuates, and this is like one thing that I had a hard time dealing with, was just looking at the mirror every day and being like, oh my god, I'm not happy with my results. And I guess like that changed a lot, you know, I don't know, but I would just say trust the process, and like we don't know exactly how I'm gonna turn out until that 6 months comes around. So another question is, how painful is the recovery? And I would say that the first day after surgery was the worst for me. When I was staying at the recovery house, my nurse, she told me already, like before I even went into surgery, she was like, I'm just gonna let you know right now, you know, once you get back, you're not gonna want to touch your phone, you're not gonna want to do anything, you're not gonna want to talk to nobody. Every girl that comes back after surgery on that first day, they just want to sleep, they don't want to do anything. And I would agree with that. It's almost like you did like a billion squats with like 300 pounds. I would say it was just so hard for me that first week because I couldn't do anything by myself. I was so needy with my nurses, and I just remember sleeping was horrible too, because I'm not really a stomach sleeper. I always sleep like on my back or my sides, and I just kept getting up, and it was so annoying. And you know, even like the medicine that they give you after your surgery, it was just, I don't know, it didn't help me a lot. And if anything, it just made me feel really lightheaded because I wasn't eating. I was like probably drinking some pineapple juice here and there, definitely downing like hella water, but nothing really in my stomach. So I guess that was really just my experience. Yeah, that first week is definitely the worst, I would say. Another question is there a diet after BBL? In the waiting room before I went into surgery, I was talking to Dr. Fisher, and he was asking me what I wanted. He did mention, because I told him I wanted like really dramatic results. Like, I did not want to be natural. I wanted huge hips, huge ass. I didn't care. I was like, just suck everything out of me and put it in my butt. And he was like, okay, like, just letting you know that after your BBL, I would recommend you to diet. He said that it would make my waist look smaller and then my butt look bigger. But what I have noticed is that since I was much smaller before I even had surgery, my maintenance weight would be like 130 to like 135. I would fluctuate between that. I've noticed that after my surgery, I am losing a lot of weight really quick. So for me personally, I don't recommend dieting if you're much smaller, because I have noticed my butt shrinking a little bit, or I don't know if it's just swelling or whatever, but some people say to eat and feed the fat, and then some people say to diet, but everybody's body is different, so I'm just doing my own thing. I have been trying to eat a lot more because I don't want to lose my butt, so that's just where I am right now. What do you dislike most about your recovery? Yeah, I would definitely say the sleeping and just like the whole mental thing. It's definitely a mental like game after your surgery. It's like the most important part, because you will step out of surgery and you won't like your results. Or I would say if you have like body dysmorphia, I have a little bit of body dysmorphia, I will admit, and I keep looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, like I see the little things, and you know, sometimes like my family around me are like, no, like I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's just, everything is so hard right now because this isn't even like my final results. And yeah, I guess it's just really hard, like the whole mental thing. Also, like, you depend so much on your family and people around you that first 1 to 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, because you can't drive, you can't really do much on your own. Even if you take a shower, you have to let somebody know, like, hey, I'm going to the shower, because you don't want to faint in the shower and stuff like that, because you're still so like, you know, like you're still healing. That was the number one thing, was just being dependent on other people too, because usually I do everything by myself. Like, I never really ask for help or anything like that. And just going through all of this, I would blow up my sister's phone or my mom's phone every single day and just call them and talk to them, because usually, even when I was at the recovery house in Miami by myself, I was just really depressed, and you're in a room by yourself and you have like a TV there and, you know, your phone and stuff like that, but it can be very like depressing, you know, and you don't really have anybody there that's close to you that you can like really talk to or anything. I guess that was just me, but some people are fine being on their own, but for me, I was just really needy and I had to step outside a lot. My recovery house, they had this little porch, and then I was just like kind of like walking in there and stuff, and I guess that kind of helped me, like just getting fresh air and everything. But I would say that's like the thing I just like most about recovery, was just being dependent on people, the sleep, and just that whole mental thing. A lot of people were asking me, how much did it cost? So for my BBL alone with Dr. Fisher, it was $8,500, and that's for the BBL and Lipo 360. When you book with them, you have to put in a deposit of $250 to reserve your surgery date. I also added ab etching, arm lipo, and chin lipo, and I will show you guys that at the end of this video, like everything, like my whole body. I am wearing a waist trainer right now. I stopped wearing my faja by like week 4. I felt like it was compressing my hips and my butt a little bit too much, so I wanted to take it off, and I was just wearing this. So for ab edging, that was $2,000 adding, and arm lipo was $1,000. Chin lipo was $1,250. You also have to keep in mind that there's like additional stuff with the surgery, like you can purchase the cell saver, which supposedly it's supposed to help you during surgery, like keep your blood and stuff. I'm not really sure, I didn't really read into it, but I know Dr. Fisher said he recommends it because it'll like help you feel better, I guess. But that was $550. I would say for the cell saver, it wasn't it didn't really change anything, like, for me, like, in all honesty. I know he says that it helps you and stuff, but I was talking to my nurse about it at the recovery house, and she was like, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, like, with Cell Saver, and I don't think she was like trying to be like mean or anything, but she was just like, I'm just letting you know right now, every girl I get in here that comes back after surgery, they all look the same. They all feel like super messed up. So maybe it's just something that I don't know, but yeah, so that's that. You have to purchase a COVID test, like, which they like prick your finger once you get at the surgery center, and that is $100. I also purchased extra garments, so I bought 2 of those because you're gonna need those garments after you get out of surgery. Each garment is $160 at the surgery place. If you're gonna get chin lipo, you need a chin garment. That was $60 over there, but I don't recommend you buying it over there. I feel like you should buy it on Amazon. I didn't know that you could even buy it somewhere else, because on the paper that they sent to me through the email, they were like, you can't buy anything outside of the surgery center. You have to buy everything here because we have to see if it's like the right size for you. But I feel like the chin garment, they're all the same size. And then you have to buy an arm sleeve if you're gonna get arm lipo. That was $60 as well. So everything that I purchased over there at the surgery place, including all my procedures, was $13,810. So that's, just keep in mind that was just for that stuff. Recovery home, I paid $2,550 for a private room at Lotus, Miami, and I stayed there for 8 nights. And then I did also buy their like home massages over there, which I definitely recommend that you buy. So when you're booking with Unique, you get 5 free post-op massages included with your surgery, but I felt like that wasn't enough. Like, to be honest, I feel like you should get at least 2 a day, because that really helped me, like, drained out all my fluid and stuff that I had in me that was built up. So I bought 7 of those, the home massages, and each home massage was about $100. So yeah, $700 in total. And then I also bought like extra stuff at the recovery home, which is like an extra $100. In total for at the recovery home was about $3,440. And that was just at the recovery home. I also had to pay for transportation to and from the surgery place. My transportation person was having like a package deal for Unique Aesthetic, because she told me that Unique is the only place that they book their patients' massages like back to back. So she just made like a little package deal, which I really like that. Super convenient. That was $680. Wait, she also like was able to pick up your medicine from the pharmacy and stuff. So I loved it because she was kind of just doing like everything for me. Then I didn't have to like be picked up. It wasn't like an Uber, you know, it's just kind of like she literally went and grabbed it for me and stuff like that, which I really liked. I had to pay $215 for my medicine. You're gonna need that medicine after your surgery. It's like the ones to like prevent infections, the Oxy and Perks to help you sleep and deal with the pain and stuff like that. So you're definitely gonna need that. In total, I paid for just transportation and stuff like that. It was $935. So moving on to the stuff I packed and flights, like costs and everything. The stuff that I bought packing to go to Miami, it was about $200. You have to pack the pads, loose clothes, just all your, you know, face cleanser stuff, whatever you need. I would say don't pack too much clothes, because all you need really is just like a robe, because that's literally all I wore, like just a robe, and I was like living in my garment, the one that I bought from Unique. So just bring like a robe and like some slippers and you'll be fine. Otherwise, I didn't need underwear or anything like that, because when you wear your faja, it's like you don't have time to, you know, move your underwear and stuff like that when you need to go use the bathroom. So that was something that I wish I knew, because I packed like so much underwear. So for the flights, I took Delta to Miami. Like I just took like a regular seat. And then coming back from Miami to Minnesota, I bought a first class with American Airlines. It was okay. I had to kneel on the floor, but they were like super nice about it. This one flight attendant I was talking to, I literally just went in and I was like, hey, I just had surgery down on my butt. I cannot sit down. Can I just like kneel over my seat? Since I had the first row in first class and there was like a huge space. And then she was just like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like, go ahead. And I was like, okay, cool. So she was really nice about it. And yeah, she was always asking me if I was like okay. She was just like checking out about me and stuff like that. So I really like that. Total for my flights, it was like together, like with the round trip, was $735. So in total for just the stuff and flights was about $935. To total everything up, the total was $19,240. That's kind of why I didn't want to like just tell people that amount, because there was like so much that went into it, because I know a lot of people are messaging me how much was the cost, but there's so much things that might come up. Sometimes I've heard a lot of stories of girls going down there and things didn't work out, so they have to change a lot of stuff. So everybody's gonna be different. Somebody else asked, how much do you like weigh now? What's your height and what's your measurements? So I am currently at 137. I just weighed myself this morning and I'm 5'4". My hips are about, they fluctuate between 41 inches, 42 inches, and 43 inches. Like, I don't know why, but like it just fluctuates like between that. And then my waist, it fluctuates between 24, 25, and 26. So just depending on like my bloating and stuff. But that's what I mean, like by every day when I wake up, I feel like my butt has gotten bigger and stuff like that because my measurements fluctuate. But I would say it usually sticks around like 42 and 26, I would say. Anyways, I want to show you guys my body. I do have like some a swimsuit bikini down here, and then I would just show you guys my abs and my arms. Okay, you guys, so here is my body, the front, my arms, the other side, the back, and this side, and then back to the front. So yeah, so my incisions are right here, one right here, one right here, and then there are some like under my butt, like down here. So looking at my arms, they do look much smaller, and then my incisions right here. This one. And yeah, so at first I was bruising a lot, like right down here. But yeah, there's no more bruises. So there's an incision right here. And then there's one that's like right here. So yeah. So also I do have like a small lump right here. So one thing that I had was like a seroma. It was like a little seroma right here, right when I got home back to Minnesota. And all I did was to get rid of that was just I compressed with my faja and like the ab board and the foams and stuff. And then yeah, it kind of went down. So yeah, but over time it should go down a little more, and the lymphatic massages that I got, that really helped a lot. But also looking at my abs that I got like from the ab edging. I really like it. I feel like it just makes my stomach look a little more like, you know, I don't know, it just adds detail for me. But yeah, so My hips, I really like my hips. Would I ever go for like a round 2? I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever go for a round 2 again, just because it was just, the pain was just so bad. And I guess since I was doing it alone and I was in Miami by myself, it was really hard for me, I guess, the first time. So as of now, no round 2s. I'm a really big fan of how he added a butt for me, because I have like literally not any like butt here or that, so I really like that he added that for me. But other than that, yep, this is my body, and I really think it was like I think I see like the big change. But yeah, I wanted really dramatic results, but I did lose a lot of, I would say, I think I lost a lot of fat, and my swelling just went down because the fresh off the table butt was just humongous. It was so big, and I like fell in love with it, but you know, that was just the swelling and stuff. But yeah, so we'll see how I look like after 6 months. And then I want to show you guys my chin. So there's the incision that they use to like get rid of everything. So one last thing I want to mention to everybody is, you know, just be careful about who you trust when you're gonna get surgery, and make sure you do your research. I feel like I didn't do enough research before I got my BBL, just because I went in just kind of wanting to do it. Like, I was like, you know, I've saved enough and I want to get it done. And I kind of strayed away from doing too much research because I didn't want to scare myself, because I know with getting BBLs, it's very dangerous, you know. Also, just know that when I went to Miami, I felt like it was hard to trust people around me at the time, you know, because I was like there by myself. So just be careful and try not to buy anything that's too good to be true. If you're booking with like a car service or a recovery home or something like that, just be very careful, because when I was there, I would hear so much stories like, oh, you know, we hired this one driver and she didn't come and pick us up and stuff like that after the surgery. And some girls are left outside waiting for their ride for like 4 hours after their surgery, like fresh off, and they can't even do anything. You know, it's just be very careful and take your time with purchases and stuff like that. I watched a girl on YouTube. I was watching Courtney Vu, and I kind of just followed everything that she went through, and I feel like that definitely helped me, you know, just kind of like navigate my way through my journey. But other than that, if you aren't going to Miami for a BBL or you're going somewhere else, just do your research and be very careful. So yeah, I will leave all the services that I booked for myself in the information or the description below, and I will also leave my socials there, so you guys can follow me if you guys want to see more of my body or my content, because I usually always post my body on there, or like TikTok and stuff like that, my story. You guys want to check that out, you guys can. Thank you.